Well, hey, it never fails. Someone always asks me, "Hey, Heather, what about?" And honestly, that's where the best conversations begin. I'm Heather Shaw, certified functional nutrition coach and Pilates educator. After walking through my own wellness journey, hello, 80-pound weight loss, I now light the path through my program, The Plan, complete with protein forward recipes, hormone know how, and a lifestyle for longevity. This is the Exquisite House Pilates and Wellness podcast. Hey, Heather, what about? We're diving into all things movement, menopause, metabolism, and more, especially the stuff no one warned us about. I tell it like it is, but always with a wink and a hug. No perfection required, just consistency, curiosity, and better questions, served up with a side of sass. Well, hey, I am so excited to share with you my friend Jordan Clark. So Jordan is the business development manager over at our friends at Restore at their facilities. But the fun little fact about Jordan that I don't think many people know, he's kind of kept it on the down low, is that he is a U.S. athlete. He is an athlete in track and field. He's been in the industry for most of his life, but actively about 7 years.
7 years.
And so we're talking about today the athleticism that happens and the discipline that happens when you're competing and working at that level of your area of expertise. So whether you're Pilates, you're doing an amazing, world-class kind of education. If you're in an athletic field, so track and field or any kind of professional sport. We're talking about that, but we're also going to talk about the mental space there. So Jordan has very graciously come into our little world, our little...
Anything for you.
But Jordan, tell us a little bit about you. You're from Florida, South Florida, not just Florida. They're a whole different culture.
South Florida.
Yeah.
So yes, from South Florida. Originally Jamaican born. And came here in like 2002 or three, maybe. But yeah, so pretty much got into track and field. I think I was in the seventh or eighth grade. One of my friends was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go run. You should, come with me." And I was like, "No." And then after a year, like I think a couple of months of just like persuading me, I just got into it. Figured out I liked it, then figured out I was good at it, and then that's just how the villain story started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you, at that point, when you're doing track and field, what are your actual, like, I don't know what you call
Like
them.
an event.
Yeah, what's your event?
So I'm
Yeah.
a 400 meter.
It's a long...
Primarily, I give you one lap as fast as you can possibly run it. That is the hardest race to me in track and field, and that's what I signed my life away to do. It's just to be that guy. It's always literally a mental struggle every day, just being like, "Hey, you're gonna hurt for, I don't know, 45 seconds. Just deal with it." And I'm just like, "All right,
Wow.
cool."
Okay. So I did a episode recently about discomfort, and part of what I talked about is how much discomfort we tolerate is part of what affords us being successful.
Right.
And so talk a little bit about that.
I mean, success is probably the key word, because that's what everyone wants to do. Even in my sport, everyone wanted to be successful. It's a little bit different because it's you versus everybody else.
Yeah.
Every single day. So like for instance, when I was training away from my team or training with just in Florida, and I had teammates in Texas, or all over, or in Maryland, or in North Florida, or even in Central Florida, it's you versus yourself. Then it's versus everyone else. But I mean, the mental game is kind of what separates you two
Right.
from everyone else, because it's the little things that you always hear growing up in sports. It's the little things,
Yep.
and then it became little things like, hey, bedtime routine, hey, morning routine, hey, time to. You can't have that, for me, honey bun. You can't have that bag of chip. It has to be this broccoli,
Yep.
this lettuce, this cabbage, this spinach. This is what it is. So I mean, it was a tough struggle. I mean, even now getting back into it now, it's pretty hard. And I'm just like, dang, how did I do this? But if I did it before, I can do it again. So,
And
yeah.
you've taken like a 3-year break?
Yeah, so I took 3 years. Decided to step away for a little bit. Didn't think I would miss it, and then now, you know, I can't wait to get back into it at that level.
Yeah.
Because before it was tough, especially after the last Olympics and injuries and COVID and just trying to figure out what are you doing in life because it
Yeah.
kind of became your identity for a while. And then
Yeah.
now I'm just like, hey, go back into it for fun now. Like, because at
Good.
that point you never really get to enjoy it because
Yeah.
it's a job. It's all you think about is track, running,
Yeah.
running, running. And I always tell people we do what other sports do as punishment because you run as punishment. That's what you do. So imagine doing that every day.
That's so true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
football, basketball, soccer, you get in trouble, you run.
Run. Yeah.
And we're just out there running for the fun and just love of being and athletic ability just to run. So I mean, it's a lot that came into it. Yeah.
So let's dig into that a little bit. Talk to me about what you feel when you're running.
I mean, pain.
But there's a reason why you keep going back into that moment.
I think the biggest thing that's track or even those type of sports where like even bodybuilding or weightlifting because you are in physical pain
Yeah.
like scientifically you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And it kind of I'll never forget like I think my third or fourth practice, I was in like the eighth grade. There was like 100 of us, and the coach was like, "Hey," Coach Gresham was like, "Hey, it doesn't matter because you guys will wither yourselves out regardless."
Right.
And I didn't know what he meant. I was like, if you showed up, then everyone's gonna be here. But lo and behold, we went from 100 to 80 to 60 to 50 to 30, and I was like, okay, guys, who's my teammates? But it's a motivational piece. It's just I
Okay.
feel like it's a certain personality type that's either developed through your environment, either developed within amongst yourself, or you just see something that you just become one of those people, guys or girls or gals that can just be able to self motivate and be
Yeah.
like, hey, this is a block or a hurdle. I have to get over this, and I'm the
Right.
only one that can do it. So that's what I
Right.
think about when I'm running, when I'm tired, when I'm like, hey, I'm about to throw up after this, but it got to get done. Someone has to do it, and guess what?
Right.
You're the someone. You
Yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of thoughts that run through your head. Half of it is just finishing, but I mean, that satisfaction after a workout that you probably had all doubt that you probably could do, and then you do it.
Right.
I don't think there's a feeling like that in the world.
Right.
I don't think there's nothing that can replicate that.
Yeah.
I don't think that exists outside of personal doubt, overcoming personal doubt, and you still and pushing forward. I think that's your own feeling that I don't know what the word for that is, but it's out there, and that's just kind of how it goes.
I think you coined it really well in saying that it's self-doubt. I see that all the time in a non-super athletic environment in the Pilates studio. So I'll have a class of people and and I'm teaching them and somebody's like, "Oh, I can't do that." And I'm like, "How do you know you can't do that?
Right.
You haven't even tried."
Right,
Like
right.
just give me a little bit.
Right.
And there is an absolute sense of accomplishment when we do things that to us are such a challenge that they're so far out of our lexicon of thought of like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. And then
Right.
we're there. And we talked a little bit before we started recording about that exact thing and the discipline that's required to be in that space, to perform at that level. So you have a whole regimented
Oh,
schedule
for sure.
when you're training.
So there's the perks of that is that you know what to do.
Right.
So you have your eating schedule, you have your sleeping schedule, I mean to the T.
Yep.
Like you're supposed to eat this many calories a day. Your body needs this much fuel is going down to a scientific level of
Right.
what you need to perform at your highest level.
Right.
The bad part about that is when you don't perform those things, your whole day's done. Whole day's off.
Right.
But it kind of shows you when I was finishing up the first half of, running, it kind of let me know where I was in life because I would not cool down after my workout or I would not drink my water, take my magnesium and take my creatine monohydrate
Right.
after my workout and I didn't care. And that's when I knew, hey, it's time to take a little break from this because at that level, that's all you want to do is everything that you can possibly do to be great. Because I mean, where else are you doing it? Not to be good.
And what you're talking about for me reminds me of what happens with my nutrition clients with the plan. They don't want to be inconvenienced because that's really what you're talking about. You're talking about inconvenience. You're talking about having to make a choice to have a long-term impact on where you want to go as far as a goal.
Right.
And there's a place where if we don't make those choices at the onset of what we're trying to do, we can't reach that goal.
Right, right, 1,000%. So, and here's the thing I believe too, which is weird but not weird. But if you have, let's call it a 90-day goal. If you are at day 87 and you choose not to follow what that day's goal is, you're back at day one.
Right.
And it's kind of the mindset that you have to be at those levels. I mean, discipline is hard. I mean, it is literally probably the hardest thing just to wake up at, I don't know, 2 a.m. and I know I have a snack downstairs, and but that's not what I need because I have to be up in 3 hours to make sure that I can fuel my body the right way. But I
Right.
mean, and it's influences, friends, peers. It's really easy to not do the right thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's harder to do the right thing, and that's why I feel like a lot of people falter or fall away because it's really easy just to be like, what's one drink? What's one burger? What's one greasy pizza? Even though all those are probably terrific, what is just one, but one goes a long way.
Yeah.
One can turn into two, turn into three, four, five, six, and then do really for your whole goal, no matter what it
Right.
is.
So what is the thing that you do that keeps you on track?
I mean, so I know what it feels like to win.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of I liked that feeling of winning. Like people think, duh, Jordan, you run to win. Yeah, but you don't always win.
Right.
Some people never know what it feels like to be a winner.
Right.
And not saying they're a loser,
Right.
but that's just winning can also mean different things. Winning can be you set that goal. I remember I was in high school and I wanted to run a certain time in the quarter. And, at that time I was like, hey, I don't care if I come in last place. I still want to hit that certain time.
Right.
So at that point, it wasn't about coming in first.
It was
Because
about
it
beating
was
your
about
time.
beating the time
Yeah.
out when I remember coming in dead last. But I was in high school against a whole bunch of collegiate athletes at that time. So of course all were against me. But I remember crossing the line, looked over, saw the time, and everybody was like, yeah, yeah. And I guess people in the stands were like, he came in last, not knowing I was in high school. So,
Right.
but to me, it's a huge deal. I remember drinking so much soda that night because I wanted to celebrate with my own way because I was, what, 16? But yeah, so, I mean, I know what it feels like to win
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how to accomplish something and how to set a goal and just following through. I feel like a lot of people should pat themselves on the back more often because
Right.
you don't have to be an Olympian to have a goal, or you don't have to be someone with I want to win the Super Bowl. Ooh, you're gonna wake up, hit your treadmill, do your push-ups, do your sit-ups. Good for you. That was your
Yeah.
goal. That's
Yeah.
what you did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we got to give the girls some more grace.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think what you're talking about, that delayed gratification, but also knowing what the reward is for all the work that you've done, that motivation, like for me, losing now 85 pounds in my life, I've lost 5 more pounds. And this has been a long journey. Like this journey, I was at my heaviest in 2016. So we're in 2025. That's a long time to go through that kind of trajectory of stepping down your weight. That's not a quick thing. This was
Right.
never a quick thing, but I know that this is the rest of my life. And I know that when I'm consistent with my goals and when I, meet my movement goals, meet my food goals, and those being as consistent as I possibly can be, I'm at like 90%, which is great. I'm very happy at 90%. I think if I was 100%, I would probably pull my hair out because I'm not an athlete. I don't want to be an athlete, but I do want to meet my goals. So, for me now that I've been here, it's about how far can I take this? And it's exactly what you're saying. It's the knowing of what's on the other side of the drudge or the treasury of what you're doing, that day in, day out grind, and finding out, okay, this is what I get at the end,
Right.
knowing that you go, well, if I do this, then I get to that.
Right.
That piece is the huge part of it that I think people don't put enough value in.
Right. Because I mean, anyone can be like, hey, I want to lose weight and find it hard, or I want to run fast, or I want
Right.
to jump high, I want to throw a football 80 yards. But what is the reward after that?
Right.
What is that's the goal, but what is your reward? What's the steps? I mean, I feel like just a generic goal in mind and not having something to keep pushing for. That's why we waver. Because like,
Right.
what is the reward? Like, even if it's a personal reward, if I lose 10 pounds and I want to fit in this dress, or I want to put these jeans on, or I want, either way, what is the reward?
Right.
And you have to have a reward,
Yeah.
even if it's small, even if it's something for yourself. You deserve this, that, or the fifth. But I mean, to set a goal and not have a reward is dangerous, because it might take a longer time, or you're easier to fall off because you forget why you even doing it in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So for you, when you were learning your sport, did your coaches kind of set incentives for you? Did they say, if you guys do this, then you get this, to kind of help you along the way? Or did they try to instill in you that some of that is really just about you?
I mean, I think it was a kind of both. I mean, I think I started the sport with a chip on the shoulder because, long story short, I mean, I came from a long way just to be even here, even in the states of America.
Mm-hmm.
Even to be in this country, it was tough to even get here. So
Yeah.
glad that my family made that transition. But I think at that time, your coach told you, hey, if you do this, you get that. And I was just wanting to be recognized and like accepted because I was the new kid.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the area of, because by that time you start running track when you're 5 years old.
Yeah.
I was 14.
Yeah.
I was 13. I played football from 5. So I'm an outsider from the
Yeah.
get go. So when I was competing, and these kids went to elementary together and middle, I was always just brand new, quiet. Never knew I could even run. Never knew I could do anything. So, but I
Wow.
mean, those goals and incentives was great, but I feel like I had a personal goal, which was to make friends,
Yeah.
which was to be like the cool kid, because to be that guy, because I wasn't. I was chubby. I was slow. I had to work on myself. I was scared of girls. I was literally opposite of.
I do not see this in you at
I'm
all.
telling you,
I do not see this
no,
person.
no flag, no nothing. I just, really wanted to be accepted. And I was like, hey, sports is a way. All the cool
Yeah.
kids are in sports.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad I listened to my best friend at the time, and he drugged me along for a couple of months, and I was like, fine. And next thing you know, guys knew your name, knew where you lived at, you get to hang out, and I was like, this is cool. And then I got really good at it, and I was like, wow, this is my thing. So yeah, it was. I mean, incentives was great, but I mean, I feel like every person kind of, that self motivation was kind of,
Yeah.
what that reward was. I got it to be accepted by everybody. So
Yeah.
that was kind of like my own personal, reward, to be honest. Yeah,
Okay, so can we go a little deep?
for sure. How deep are we going?
Right? I know. We've been talking about this. The question I have for you is, when you stepped away from doing track and field because you're a little bit disenchanted just in general. And I know some of the story behind that. I don't want to go into too much of that, but there was a lot of tragedy for you and that you lost some people
Right.
during that time. What was your purpose after that? Like, are you still finding your purpose after that?
I think, yeah, I have no idea. It's been 3 years, and I mean, the identity that you take as being Jordan that runs track, that traveled, that medals, that everything you that take it upon yourselves. I feel like everyone forgot. Hey guys, I have 2 master's degrees. Hey guys, I have
Wow.
also 2 bachelors. I have a certificate in project management, leadership development. I have so much other things to offer, but you kind of don't talk about those things because, hey Jordan, how's training?
Wow.
I just value. I mean, training is cool, but so you don't really. That really becomes your identity. A lot of my friends now that seem like their 30s, stepping away from the sport, 10 years in the league, or for basketball, 12 years in the league.
Yeah.
Look at my friends. It's hard for them right now because that's all they know. And then you think, hey, you're done as a professional athlete, you go into coaching.
Right.
It doesn't, and that's just what their mindset is, but it doesn't fill your cup the same.
Right.
So I mean, it was hard to step away. And it sometimes it take guys years. I have friends that never found their purpose.
Wow.
And, they're not here right now. So it's tough because that's a part that no one prepares you for, especially even if you need to make it at that level. If you're known for something, it becomes your identity. And, with my kids and when I have more kids and my daughter, hey, this doesn't define you.
That's
It's
right.
like what coaches don't say to a lot of athletes.
Right.
Is this doesn't define you. This is just something that you're good at.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably part that, if I decide to coach, that's what I'm going to say. Like, hey, you are a state champion, but you're still X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You're still a son, a sibling,
Yeah.
a brother. You're still, a friend. So, I mean, that's when I feel like athletes take it the toughest because it defines them. And that's all they
Right.
know. And
Right.
guys wonder why I don't talk about it. Because, I mean, it defines
Yeah.
me.
So I think about as an athlete, you go through that, but also as women in our culture, especially my generation, we were the last ones that kind of were still under that idea of we're supposed to live up to this expectation. Like if you're these things, then you're a good woman. And as we are getting older, because our kids are gone, like my kids are out of the house. My kids they've been out of the house. They're like, see you later. I'm going to live my life. We find ourselves in this place exactly where you're talking about, where it's like, now what do we do? What's our purpose? And where is that purpose? And, part of what I love about what I do is that I did find another purpose. I was in consulting for a long time, but that when we moved across country was not going to translate. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. And this has been an amazing journey. And I've gotten to really, kind of spread my wings in places that maybe I wasn't able to before, and also have people that, because they don't know who I was, it's not like I'm a different person, just like you. It's not like you're a different person here in Richmond than you are in Florida, but you have this whole umbrella of history with the place and the people that you don't have here. So
Right.
you really get to kind of expand into who you want to be. So that's where I want to try to tie into now you're doing business development. So you're using part of your degree.
Finally, right? Like you spend years getting these degrees, and I'm like, I'll never forget when I actually did step over it. Like, dang, a couple degrees. How am I going to use them?
Yeah.
Because I had passion in business. I mean, I went to a business school afterwards, literally just to learn how to operate my businesses before I got into owning multiple.
Yeah.
But yeah, as at Restore, I mean, I get to finally use my degrees and use another passion that I have, which was to help people.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of tied in together. I mean, Virginia is really cool. I like it here. Definitely like where I'm at, location, especially
Yeah.
with my job and the things I get to do because I get to turn ideas into visions.
Yeah.
And then from that point, I get to implement it and make it happen.
Yeah.
And I have a great staff that I work with. I mean, Greg's amazing. Tony's the man. And even all the reps. I mean, even the nurses, even Kinsley, the esthetician, like we all work together because we have the owner. Owner has a vision.
Right.
We have the ideas. We collaborate, and then we make it happen. And I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen exponential growth within the past. What I've probably been in this role of prominence because the first couple of months I was just there once a week
Right.
because I was still finding myself.
Yeah.
I literally got off the airplane, having a child. I need a job. Okay.
Right.
When I Indeed randomly, I wasn't even looking. Greg, don't kill me. Apply. Just literally random
Yeah.
something into my daughter because I mean, I didn't need a job,
Right.
but I needed to be a dad.
Right.
So there's two different things.
Yeah.
So it was either two things because my parents are very, very old school. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you're well off, but you have to set that example.
That's right.
So I mean, that kind of
That's
took a huge part into like my decision making too. But I mean, Greg gave me the opportunity. First couple of months, I was just observation of like what can improve. Didn't say too much. The year started, the year knew me, and I just took that and I was like, all right, Greg, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna make it work. I mean, we're good. I think we're a top quartile company now, franchise now in the whole store.
Wow.
Yep, we found out maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we're top studio.
That's
doing?
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. So part of how we met was through networking. Like my background has some sales to it. And so I knew, and then I also, from an operational standpoint, ran a studio before I owned my studio. And I knew like you have to have your tribe.
Right.
You have to have your business tribe. You have to have your operational tribe. You have to have your personal tribe. But the business tribe in meeting you and then meeting your team has been such a joy because I love the vibe that you guys have in studio. And then it's very similar to us where it's very like people come in, they feel welcome, they
Right.
feel at home, they feel safe, they feel like, okay, I can start to heal my body, which is what you want.
Right. I mean, and that's a big thing too of being like different definitions of success. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, that's what makes us successful as a studio because, and it's not always about the dollar bill, even though a lot of it's about a dollar
Oh,
bill.
yeah.
It's also about like you said, having a welcoming environment. Um, I'm very, very big with my staff of, hey, figure out why they even walk through the door.
Right.
That's where everything starts. That's where you get to actually figure out, because a lot of stuff will be surface level at first until they
Yep.
get to open up. You want to know the whole history of what they did last week and how many dogs and how many, but at least get to know the reason how you can help them. And I mean, and that's how everything starts. And
Yeah.
that kind of helps with, on a business standpoint, retention,
Yep.
customer satisfaction, even employee retention, growth. I mean, it all ties back into just being able to understand, because everyone has a purpose, and maybe our helping them that day when they walk in is to help them find their purpose too of
Right.
recovery or being a better athlete, whatever it is. You can
Yeah.
even just be getting away from home. I mean, we have a lot of clients that come in and all they want to do is just take a break from life. All right, going to HBOT. I see you in an hour. That's all it is. So yeah, it's really cool
Yeah.
just to be able to dial in and figure out all these little nooks and crannies of people.
Yeah. So for you in choosing, because I know this is not the only thing, you have a investment in another franchise.
Yes.
That's a health and wellness franchise.
Mhm.
And for you, what is it that drives you into those places? Because you're obviously focused on health and wellness.
Right.
Is there something that you feel like is important in all of that? I mean, I'm asking a dumb question in our conversation, but I mean, for people who don't know you
I
and
mean, I think the biggest drive that got me into health and wellness was like my family history. So I'm a sucker and I have a stereotype demographic, but older woman can literally have my last dollar because my grandma.
this is good to know.
Literally, I saw my grandma struggle through health issues
Yeah.
and just different things, and I just wanted to help her so bad. And then when she passed, I was like, hey, I'm gonna do something to where I can help that demographic target
Yeah.
group. It doesn't matter what it is. My parents know, my family knows that you can be a random person. I might just buy you a car because I don't want you to struggle because
Yeah.
this certain things of just health and wellness just got me dialed into, and then obviously that expanded over time to helping everyone. But
Yeah.
that's how I kind of got into that demographic in that group, and then eventually move on to more. But I just feel joy of being able to help someone because, I mean, my family was that family that needed help,
Yeah.
and I was that child that needed, okay, cool, learn this version of English because I grew up with a different version of
Right.
English.
Right.
So much different things to where like everyone needs help. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt to help.
Right.
So that's kind of how I got into this field of just being able to help because like why not? Like what else are you doing but just to help somebody? Come on. Just do it. Yeah.
I love that. So, what excites you? Because you're in a different realm than I am for health and wellness. I'm very much in the like doing of the work, the eating, the like moving, but you are in with Restore the longevity. You're in that biohacking space. What excites you about what's coming up?
I think that innovation aspect of the unknown is starting to be known. And that's what's really exciting. I think the studies coming out about like what we do with cryo or what we do with like red light therapies and how effective it can be is starting to pop up everywhere. Because I mean, we're a franchise, even in Midland alone. There's a couple of different like services that offer what we're doing. Not quite as well, but they offer it. So I think that's exciting because we get to use that information to hone in on what we're doing. Because I think we have 400 members, but our clientele base is in the thousands. They have different things going on, but it's exciting that our one studio or one spot can help with a, a various amount of different things.
Right.
That's exciting. But
Yeah.
you can come into the studio thinking about pre-surgery, post-surgery, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's, broken bones, fracture. It doesn't matter what it is. We can help with something.
Yeah.
And I feel like having to be able to offer that, that's exciting. I'm like, dang, yo, I can probably have you live to you 100. Like, that's exciting. Like, in a couple of
Exactly.
years, you won't have this ailment because I'm helping you fix it now.
Yeah.
To me, that's exciting. Like,
Very.
because I'm not a doctor. But
Right.
dang, I might be able to help you out a good amount,
Yeah.
you know, to ease, you know, that pressure off of them and help you and, you know, be relatable because, I mean, a lot of people don't have those experiences where they can just, you know, doctor sees you, you're gone. Here, your
Right.
family.
Right.
I'm talking to you through this, good
Right.
and bad,
Right.
based off my knowledge that I have and what I can do for you. That's exciting for me. I like that.
Yeah.
I think I really like that. I really enjoy it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. So, the other things that I want to look at are the actual things. So, let's quickly go through some of the different things. So, if cryotherapy had a theme song, because we know that your cryotherapy room is like a party in and of itself, what's the theme song?
Cryotherapy had a theme song. Is this Jordan's theme song or just his cryotherapy's theme song? Like,
Either or.
I mean, probably be like Remember the Time or something. Or like Michael Jackson. Because remember why you're here. Like, remember the time when you were, you know, young, didn't have any pain, didn't have nothing. Or remember before the accident. Or I'm getting you back to that point. So remember the time when everything felt good.
I love it.
That's what we're doing
I love that.
right now. Yeah.
Okay. So, knowing how disciplined you are, I know what my guilty pleasure is. So everybody in the studio knows if I have a Diet Dr. Pepper, just tread lightly because that's my only major vice. I like my sweets and stuff, but I am very regimented. So what is your little guilty pleasure?
Chicken nuggets.
No.
I'm telling you right now, I can eat 100 of them. I can eat 100 chicken nuggets right now as we speak. Like, literally, never forget this story. We were in Brazil, just placed silver medal. Everyone wanted to go out and do like Nobu, like huge, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, where's McDonald's?" And it was like, "Oh, you just cashed out. You don't want to? Nah, let me get 150 chicken nuggets at my own
way.
table." So it was me, 4 apple pies, 100 chicken nuggets, 2 Sprites, and you know, I'm just sitting here and literally just eating all of it. It took me like an hour and some change, and I was just like, all right, that's fine.
That my cheeks hurt. That is so crazy.
That's my weakness, chicken nuggets. I said it.
Now I know. I know what to do.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh. What one like wellness hack do you think is just absolute trash?
Wellness hack, do I think it's absolutely, I think it's so much. I feel like it's so stupid that people do this.
Like, and I am asking you because you've run the race. You have gone the gamut of like from not being an athlete to being a extremely high performing athlete. You alluded to your medals. You have silver and bronze medals. You are not just a little mamby-pamby person talking out the side of their neck. So when you see like someone come in and you have like, you know, a therapist or somebody come in after you work out and you're like, oh, we need to do this with you. You're like, no, we do not.
My brain always goes to like the dietary part of things. And I'm going to make a bold statement.
Uh-oh.
Don't kill me. Lettuce is overrated. Like, I don't understand why people think, hey, I'm going to eat lettuce. I'm going to, you know, I understand the water content, guys. I understand, but don't you want some value?
Yes.
Like, I think that push up saying eating lettuce equals to lose weight for some reason. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no nutrients in it.
There's nothing in it. Just drink some water. Like,
Right.
literally, just drink some water. I think that drives me absolutely crazy that, you know, when I was coaching, parents would be like, yeah, he had a salad, he ate lettuce. I'm like, and what else? There's no protein. There's, like, you got sugars from your salad dressing. There's nothing else.
Oh, man.
But definitely, that grinds my gears. I hate it.
Okay.
Absolutely hate it.
Okay.
Hate lettuce.
Okay. And what is your favorite wellness hack that you think is like life-changing?
The importance, I feel like we overlook the importance of sleep.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Like literally the importance of sleep is, I think that study of saying, oh, you might, depend on the person, you might need like 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, but do we look at the quality of sleep that you're getting within those,
Yeah.
6 or 7, or like sleep is very important.
Yeah.
But because you have to look at what did you do before you go to sleep,
Right.
your routines, what are you eating, that kind of categorizes everything else. If I drink a
Right.
Red Bull before I go to sleep, am I really sleeping? Like,
No.
nah. If I'm eating sugary or eating chocolate or eating whatever before I go to sleep, I probably
Right.
have a nightmare. I'm not going to sleep that well.
Right.
Or if I'm not utilizing the sleep is concerning. I mean,
Well, and as an athlete, you know that if you don't sleep, your body doesn't recover.
at
So
all
your
whatsoever.
performance is in the toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of athletes need to look at how much quality sleep that they're getting, and not just look at like, hey, I have my 8 hours of sleep a year, but you were up every hour on the hour, or
Yeah.
and also like peace of mind too. Like, I think that's a hack.
Yes.
Honestly, like being okay with whatever comes your way is a real hack to being an athlete,
Yeah.
because no one prepares you for when things go left. They only
Right.
tell you about when things that can go right.
Right.
So I feel like being an athlete, I mean, my child decides to become an athlete, follow the footsteps of her parents, just look at all the possibilities, because it's okay if it doesn't go as planned.
Yeah.
A guy like me, if I have to have 50,000 steps in a week and I'm at 49,999, I'm gonna freak out because it has to be 50. So I mean, it's okay though, to a certain degree of, hey, it'll happen. I feel like peace of mind is a hack. I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people understand. That's a real hack.
So when we're talking about mindset, which is exactly what you're saying, there are things that you do that are above and beyond what most people do. So you are thinking about like how you're intentional through your day. You're also actively pursuing mental health. So you have someone who helps you with how you think, how you're processing all of those things, and you're consistent in that.
Right.
And do you feel like that having those disciplines for your mental health has helped you being out of the competitive arena right now?
I mean, I think, because it's available to a lot of professional athletes, but do we utilize it? No.
Mm,
Now we are utilizing it more because it's everywhere on social media
yeah,
how important it is,
yeah,
to take care of yourself mentally.
yeah,
So I feel for those generations before me, to where it was a shame, it was uncommon.
right,
Um, it's a disease, it's this and that. No, it's really more of trying to accept the fact that it's okay to talk about things because you're already thinking it.
right,
Now you're just saying it out loud, dude.
right.
Like, so keeping it into yourself. I mean, having a bad workout. I mean, I've seen guys just have, a rep is 10 reps. You do last one bad. Everything else was great. Lose it.
Mm,
And I was one of those guys. Like, it has to be this. It has to be that. And I'm like, hey, man, now going back into it, it's okay. You can control what you can control, and
right,
that's it. Things that are out
right.
of your control will fester and drive you absolutely crazy. So I think that's another reason why I'm excited to get back into it at that level, is because it's gonna be fun. I already did the shebangs. I've already did all this, and now it's just for fun. Now it's
Yeah.
just the love of the sport, because I realized I never loved the sport. I loved what it gave me,
Yes.
the material things, like 7 rings, just big diamond rings of just champions, all American, all types of stuff. I love the places it brought me,
Yeah.
or the money put in my pocket. I just never loved the sport. So now going back into it, I love it now because, all right, let's just get it over with. Let's just do it and have fun doing it.
So what's made you fall back in love with your event?
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with my daughter. The fresh 14 months. I'm excited to see what she's going to produce 20 years from now, 18 years, 5 years from now, because you can start running track at 5 years old. Literally, even if she doesn't want to do track, even
Yeah.
if another sport, you know, I think I love the fact that I'm gonna be able to help her reach whatever level that she wants.
Right.
It could be just academics, it could be athletics, it could be something, because I never had that. My parents were too busy.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of life. Like, a lot of kids were probably way better than me athletically and just never had that extra attention. At least my parents allowed me to go to practice. Some kids had to go home and look after their little siblings or had to go to work or something like in high school. Like, so, I wish they were there more, but I don't change anything because it made me
Yeah.
who I am right now to be
Yeah.
be very, very resilient.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the love I have now for the sport, I think about my kids and I think about like, hey, one day, hopefully, a sport, they're gonna be in that same position, and I'm gonna be in the stands like saying, hey, it's okay. Before the race, before the football game, before the basketball game, like, hey, let's make it what we can, let's control what we can control, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand when you're having fun. Because there were times when I was competing, I was having fun. You don't forget those memories.
No, you don't.
Like
You
a lot
don't.
of people
Yeah.
talk about, what did you feel when you got your first medal? How did you feel? I remember practice, joking with my
Right.
teammates.
Right.
I remember us doing the dumb thing. It's like water balloon fights and just, dumb relays that we were just, and the what ifs, like, and the would you rathers. And yeah, it was great in that moment. Holding up the flag all that stuff was great. Everything was great. But I think about those particular moments, and I smile and I'd be like, I can't wait for her to experience or them to experience those moments because you don't forget those.
No.
Yeah. It stays with you like forever, literally forever.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's next?
Well, we have a meeting at 3. I think, to be honest, utilizing my degree a little bit more. There's a lot of business ventures that,
Yeah.
I'm taking upon me and my network and my circle of friends that, like I said, they're retiring now.
Yeah.
For me, you can run track until your mid-30s. You can have fun with it for a long time. My NFL buddy Jay, he just retired. My brother just retired. I mean, a lot of people just are retiring from their sport, and I think we're going to focus on what we can do to not only build ourselves back up because it's hard, but also build wealth while doing so, while
Yeah.
also building the community while doing so.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a period of transition to where, while we still have some youthness to us to actually like use it to the best of our capabilities because
Yeah.
you don't get time back.
No, you don't.
There's nothing you can do, really nothing that you can do to get time back. So I feel like we're in that transition of, and gladly we're seeing it early on in life. A lot
Yeah.
of people reach that later on. I tell people all the time, I went through a midlife crisis at 26. I literally midlife crisis at 26 years old. I was like, drink this Mountain Dew, and then I brush my teeth. It was crazy. So I mean, that's what's next. Is just us reconnecting, getting back together. We don't went our separate ways for so long and say hi to someone, so happy birthday, blah blah blah. And now it's like, hey guys, like we have a responsibility to do
Yeah.
as a group of young men. Let's just do the right thing and figure out how we can help not only the community or ourselves, generations to come. And
Yeah.
I think that's exciting too because I want to be a one of those guys to where I'm dead right now and 150 years from now it's, hey, that's a Clark.
Yeah.
Like I want to be,
Yeah.
however it looks.
Yeah.
I want to be.
You want to leave your mark.
I want to leave
Yeah.
my mark. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great that I make sure. It's great that I had so much success with my sport. Never saw it coming. I mean, honestly, tragedy built me towards that way, but it's also great that I have a chance to leave another legacy and a footprint too as well. It's not just track.
I love that. I love that. Wow. Jordan, this is amazing. I'm thankful. We didn't even talk about half the things we had on our question list, but we went into really amazing spaces. And I'm grateful for you taking the time and grateful for you sharing your story. I know the people at Restore are going to be a little bit surprised because you don't talk about this. You don't talk about the level at which you competed in your life, and you don't talk about that side of your life. You're much more have your business hat on. So thank you for diving deep with me today.
Of course. It's anything for you, Heather. Literally anything for you.
Well, hey, it seems like Ain't Nobody Got Time for That is the theme song to life these days. So thank you for being with me today. I really do appreciate you. And thank you for asking the question, hey, Heather, what about? I hope something in today's episode sparked a shift, a breath, or just a moment of, oh, that's for me. If something resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, leave us a 5-star review, and help more people find their way to us. Be sure to follow the show so you never miss a minute of real talk and real transformation. Ready to start your wellness journey? Visit theexquisitehouse.com to join us in the studio or check out The Plan, our signature program for movement, nutrition, midlife, and transformation. Remember, keep asking questions. I'll be here with answers and maybe a reformer spring or two.